I'm really heavily armed. Find a journal.
Why are you going through all of this trouble for a journal? Actually, don't tell me. I'd like to maintain plausible deniability. I want a favor from you. Do something for me, and I'll do something for you. That way, we don't have to rely on mutual trust. A grand prize trophy to the CANID review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining researchers. Names, locations, as much information as I have. Yes, but the winner is still in deliberation. Committee won't deliver a result for another 6 to 8 weeks. Bureaucracy. The trophy's being held in a vault at the other end of this hall. Find a way inside, disable any security, lift, carry, deliver. Simple as that. My CANID, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other CANID in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy rightfully belongs to him.
I'm gonna go with number 2, because that is true.
Oh, you're much too kind. Does this mean you'll do it?
I mean, I guess.
Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium. What's on your mind? My eye! I was wondering where I'd misplaced that old thing. It's perfectly preserved, you know. Every eye possesses unique dimensions, not unlike a fingerprint. The circumference, the shape, the color of the iris. An eye makes excellent proof of identification, assuming you don't mind removing one. I'd rather not get into the details. If Spacer's Choice ever asks you to test out their new model of monocle, just say no.
Well, you can have your eye back.
Well, that's rather responsible of you. I'll put a good word in your permanent record. What's on your mind?
Board reputation increased.
At the moment, nothing. I have a one-track mind. I can't stop thinking about that trophy. Why isn't it in my hands? When is it going to be in my hands? And so on and so forth. You get me that Best in Show trophy, and it'll clear my mind right up.
Okay, well, steal a trophy, you say. Money? There's money in there, but I can't take it. I will take these. Specifically the mag picks. I know I have enough of them, but I want them. Nanner spank. Hello, Tilda.
My goodness! Is that a Jolliker original?
It is. Comes with a hat.
If you wanted to show off, you're a little late for the CANID review. Don't stand too close to the CANIDs. You don't want their bladder issues all over your suit.
But I do. Are you wearing a Jolliker original? No. It's a nice looking, you're all degenerates.
Why, thank you. It's custom made for our CANID review, which ended a few days ago. The Judiciary Committee is still deliberating over the winner. In 8 to 10 short weeks, we'll have the name of a winner. Probably. That gives us 8 to 10 weeks to file a maintenance request. Our technician barred the vault door and then disappeared without a trace. Can you believe that? The Musgrave Vault contracted a security consultant from UDL. They sent a technician to install a few security upgrades, anti-dissident automechanicals and the like. That technician barred the vault, but neglected to leave us with a way in from here. He wasn't seen leaving the security room, so I can't imagine where he's gone off to.
He's probably still in there dead. Automechanical's got him.
The tunnels are guarded by automechanical security. I don't look nearly boorish enough to resemble a UDL guard, so they'd probably shoot me on sight. In any case, I'd rather not step foot in the tunnels. The tunnels are for disposing of unwanted refuse, and no place for a respectable Byzantine. Your eagerness to serve your betters is commendable. Here's a keycard. It should help you get around inside the tunnels. Now, was there anything else? I'd like to get back to mastering over the ceremonies, or people might question why I have this role at all.
I'll leave. But first I'm going to talk to Milburn Hotes.
Come now, is that a Joliker? Great. I'm going to embarrass myself in front of my betters. I don't suppose you've any formal training in CANID husbandry. I really am at my wit's end. It's my little Anubis, you see. He's listless and miserable. I simply don't know what to do about his condition.
Probably just hates you.
You must understand, Anubis is a very picky eater. He dines exclusively on Terra 2 Saltuna, none of that rubbish from Monarch. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a shortage lately. He's so miserable without his salt tuna.
Number 2.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I doubt all this excitement is doing any favors to his digestive system. I suppose I have been spoiling him with salt tuna. He could use a change of palate. Oh, I do have some limited edition Rizzo's CCN 76 chocolate bars.
I really want to say number 2. I really want to say good idea. Sorry, great idea. But I'm going to go with number 1.
Really? I had no idea. I suppose I'll just treat him to some Spectrum Violet then. You've been a world of help.
Okay.
I'll leave a good word on your permanent record.
No chocolate. He gets vodka instead. Board reputation increased. Look at me. Okay. In I go. Down I go. It's like my Daedra Lords from my Skyrim playthrough. Okay, so. Take these, take that. Oh, here he is! Uh-oh. There that is.
Understood. I'll keep my head down. Right, here they come.
Okay. That works out.
Everyone all right?
Okay. Dead things. Go ahead and heal. Because I need it. Alright. Completed. Scheduled annual sanitation and repair. Family vault. Scented floor wax. Praise thing. Relocated garbage. Tampering with, altering, or otherwise disabling moral hygiene auto mechanicals is strictly prohibited under board regulations. Delivered complimentary mint. Thank you. Well, there's a key card. You can keep both of those. Take that.
You gotta show me how you did that.
Take all that. It's quite the vault. Champion tossball stick. Oh, okay. That goes up. Yeah, I wouldn't have had to fight these things. But I could just keep going. It's no big deal. I do want all the ammo I can get, though. So I probably could have just dodged them. Yeah, this would have been pretty simple to sneak past, I guess. I mean, the second one would have been more of a pain in the ass than anything, but...
What kind of monster does something like this?
I don't know. I have a pile of dead animals here.
You're a deft hand with a bank pick.
Yeah. Canids show signs of domestication and extensive grooming. Okay, well. There's a saber that was with it. I have now. No, you could have hid from the other one right here. Yeah, the key card would have been unnecessary. Is unnecessary still, but it works for me. Yeah, that wasn't maintenance vaults. Ooh.
Wow, that trophy's real gold? Oh, I figured there'd be chocolate inside.
Man, look at this thing. The most dangerous game. I can't get in there. That sucks. I hate that they raised everything to like 150. Hello. Man, there's 2100. All that. Man. They really screwed me on this one. They raised the limit on all those, and that stinks. Alright, well.
It's not CANID hunting an object.
Here you go.
Jolliker's outfits have been linked to a 12% increase in mild to moderate neck injuries as a result of so many heads turning.
Yes.
Dead canids in the service tunnels. Domesticated canids? Why, that's utterly revolting. My dear friend, I would not dream of hurting a canid. Every canid, regardless of their physical attributes, is a companion to their master. To kill a companion is a profound and unforgivable breach of trust. I'm glad I chose not to participate in this loathsome canid review. I will, however, take their trophy.
Here you go.
My trophy! Look at this thing. Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly. Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers, Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error.
Ooh. Science 45.
I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough napkins in this room. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a spacer's choice worker, that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the 2 most likely survivors are Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe.
All right. Let's go with one.
Nonsense. I just needed a good old-fashioned statistical problem to busy my mind. Keeps the faculties lubricated.
I appreciate your sense of irony, Captain. Let us not embarrass Mr. Mosley by suggesting he feels responsible for the events on Gorgon.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't accuse me of altruism. We are, after all, in polite company. Think what you will of my intentions. My calculations are sound. You'll find Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe at the enclosed locations. As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only two surviving researchers with high-level clearance. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I'm afraid it's the only way.
Huh.
I'll tell you what I can. Dr. Marion Blakesley supervised the Human Inquiry and Auditing Facility. Live subjects, measuring tape and syringes, that sort of thing. Someone sabotaged the facility. Blakesley tendered her resignation and vanished. I'm reasonably certain she's hiding in a maintenance bay on Groundbreaker.
Okay.
Well, with Spacer's choice equipment, who even knows? Dr. Blakesley tendered her resignation lawfully, but under suspicious circumstances. If you want to know more, you'd best ask her yourself. I'm asking you to trust in the predictive power of data. Dr. Blakesley may have disappeared after that sabotage incident, but the trajectory of her life was implied in her permanent record. Dr. Lowe described himself as a dazzling genius in his review. I disagreed. Of the 19 criteria that constitute the rubric of genius, Dr. Lowe only met 15. After the project shut down, corporate traded him off to Anti-Cleo in exchange for 5 lab coats. He's been transferred to an orbital lab around Olympus. Oh dear. How do I explain this without using too many syllables? Lab coats means scientists. It's a colloquial... It's slang. Let's get back on topic.
Blockbuster
You'll find
NHL
Dr.
trade.
Lowe in an orbital lab around Olympus.
One other thing.
Certainly. What's on your mind? Let's try to keep it down, shall we? At least pretend we're being discreet. There's not a lot about Project Gorgon I can tell you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I closed that chapter in my life. I've moved on. Look, don't tell anyone I said this. But if there's anything I've learned by living in Byzantium, it's this. If you go looking for the truth, you are looking for trouble. All right. Ask your questions. And then if you don't mind, don't mention Project Gorgon anywhere near me again. Minnie Ambrose. Oh, Olivia's brat. Ambitious, but like the rest of her family, irrelevant. She tried following her mother's example, failed, and if she ever tried again, I couldn't tell you. The name Ambrose doesn't mean anything to me anymore, or to anyone halfway respectable. The Ambroses are, how do I put this politely, obsolete? A family's name is only as strong as its enterprise. The Musgraves have Rizzos, and the Schuyler's have Anti-Cleo, and so we show those names the respect they deserve. The Ambrose name was associated with Project Gorgon. The project died, and so the Ambrose name died with it. That's just the way the game is played. Project Gorgon was designed to change the life of every worker on Halcyon. We weren't just building a product, we were trying to build a society. How many workers call Halcyon their home? What do they eat and when? How long do they sleep? How hard do they work? What are their most productive years? When do their organs begin to fail? That's the nature of my work. I study human life in order to determine its value. Jewelers appraise diamonds, and I appraise people.